Glad you could join us for our news bulletin. My name is Fales Chizombe. First, the headlines. Pope Leo XIV encourages the faithful to draw divine life from the Eucharist. CSOs seek court clarification on ESCOM procurement matters. Zomba Air Base commander tells Commission EOT had expired years before crash. And in the news, Zambia ex-president's family wins latest legal battle over what should happen to his body. We have more stories coming up. Do stay with us. Pope Leo XIV has encouraged the faithful to draw from the Eucharist as a source of divine life, stressing that participation in the sacred mystery helps Christians embrace the way of life of Jesus Christ. During his Wednesday general audience in St. Peter's Square, the Holy Father continued his catechist on the documents of the Second Vatican Council, reflecting on the Constitution on the Sacred Liturgy, Sacrosanctum Concilium. We have a Vatican News report read by Charity Chilanga.
Pope Leo XIV reflected on the Eucharist, describing it as a sacrament of love, a sign of unity, and a bond of charity that nourishes believers with God's grace. Drawing from Sacrosanctum Concilium, he noted that the faithful are called to take an active part in the Mass, offering themselves in union with Jesus Christ rather than remaining passive spectators. The Pope explained that through the Eucharist, Christians listen to the Word of God and are nourished at the Lord's table, where Christ offers himself to the Father. He emphasized that participation in the Eucharist teaches believers to give themselves generously and strengthens their unity with God and with one another. Pope Leo also highlighted the close connection between the Liturgy of the Word and the Eucharist liturgy, noting that together they form one act of worship. Concluding, he said that the Eucharist offers a powerful antidote to division and prayed that the faithful may draw from this source of divine life and be transformed by the mystery they celebrate.
Monsignor Patrick Tawali has urged Form 4 students at St. John's Catholic Secondary School to work hard, avoid bad behavior, and shun tribalism as they prepare to sit for their Malawi School Certificate of Education (MSCE) examinations. Monsignor Tawali made the remarks during the school's graduation ceremony held at St. John's Catholic Secondary School in the Archdiocese of Lilongwe. Emmanuel Chuocha has filed this report.
In his homily, Monsignor Tawali encouraged the students to remain focused and disciplined as they begin their examination on Monday. Monsignor Tawali further emphasized the importance of valuing time, avoiding moral conduct, and maintaining strong ethic. He said hard work and good character are essential for personal success and national development.
These young men are our future leaders, and as our future leaders, they need to have moral values. And when we speak about moral values, we may be stressing on praying and whatever, which is good, but it starts with their human qualities, keeping time. When
Guest of honor David Chikwakwa, an alumni of St. John's Catholic Secondary School, echoed Monsignor Tawari's message. He encouraged students to use their time wisely, pursue their goals with integrity, and avoid activities that could damage their reputation.
I was trying to make sure that the principles that have been imparted here for the past 4 years they shouldn't go in vain. You know, the school bases principles on integrity, honesty, determination, and they believe in God. So the message was just to remind them that those were not just for around.
Speaking on behalf of graduating class, Deputy Head Boy and the Best Student Award recipient, Grifton Manondo, expressed confidence that the candidates are ready for the examination. Ceremony began with the Holy Mass, during which prayers were offered in thanksgiving for the gift of life and for God's guidance and protection over the students as they prepare to write their MSCE examination. For Luntha News in Ililongwe, this is Emmanuel Juocha.
Society organizations are calling for judicial review to clarify the extent of authority political office holders have in public procurement decisions following concerns over alleged interference in procurement processes at the Electricity Supply Corporation of Malawi, ESCOM. Speaking after a press briefing in Lilongwe, HRCC chairperson Robert Nkwezalamba said ESCOM had already completed procurement procedures and awarded contracts to 3 companies before decisions were allegedly made that contradicted recommendations by the procuring entity. Constance Kantemeni has filed this report.
Nkwezalamba said the move follows government's failure to respond to concerns the organizations raised through a 14-day ultimatum. He said the matter raises governance concerns and warned that failure to address it could create similar challenges across other government institutions and state agencies.
The initial concerns that we raised with government was to ask it to reverse its decision where a procuring entity, that's ESCOM, had undertaken all required processes to the extent that it awarded about 3 companies a contract to supply KV 133 KV power lines. Surprisingly, that award found its...
The organizations have also called for action on concerns surrounding an alleged fake Pakistan diplomat and an assault case involving a Malawian employee, saying both matters require accountability and justice.
The government has reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring that graduates from vocational and technical training institutions are empowered to effectively utilize their skills in contributing to Malawi's socio-economic development. Secretary for Labor and Skills Development, Nwazi Tambala, made the remarks in Lilongwe during a TVETA engagement, emphasizing that technical and vocational skills remain critical in driving economic growth, creating employment opportunities, and improving livelihoods. We have more in this report filed by Alison Banda.
Tambala said the Ministry of Labour and Skills Development is implementing various initiatives aimed at equipping individuals with practical skills while creating an enabling environment for graduates to apply for their expertise productivity. According to Tambala, investing in technical and vocational education is essential for building a competent workforce capable of responding to countries' development needs and supporting sustainable economic growth.
The skills development through the Ministry of Labour, being championed by the Ministry of Labour and being delivered under the technical colleges and community colleges, is ensuring that we're making our youth to be employable. So as we're capacitating and empowering our youth, we're ensuring that we give them the capacity to employ others, to go into entrepreneurship and be self-sustaining through the empowerment. So there is a direct relationship of employment and skills development.
Meanwhile, Malawi Confederation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, MCCI, Chief Executive Officer Gwadwi Ngoma, commended government's effort to promote skills development, saying the private sector depends heavily on skilled workforce for enhancing productivity, innovation, and competitiveness. Ngoma said stronger collaboration between government, training institutions, and private sector is key, ensuring that graduates possess skills that meet demands of the labor market.
It is very important because what is happening is in the industry, we are requiring to have skilled labor force because we need to be very productive. We are living in a global world. We need to compete fairly and have a competitive advantage. This can only happen if we have very well trained and skilled labor force. And therefore, this partnership where we normally have this forum and we are discussing about the skills and what are requirements in the industry is very critical, because it's from this forum that we are able to bring to the universities, the trainers, what is required in the industry.
The government's renewed commitment to vocational and technical skills development reflects its broader vision of creating skilled, productive, and innovative workforce capable of Malawi's socio-economic transformation. For Luntha Television in Lilongwe, I am Alison Banda.
You are still watching news on Luntha Television with me, Fales Chizombe. Another look at our top stories before we proceed. Pope Leo the 14th encourages the faithful to draw divine life from the Eucharist. CSOs seek court clarification on ESCOM procurement matters. Zomba Air Base commander tells Commission EOT had expired years before crash. And in the news, Zambia ex-president's family wins latest legal battle over what should happen to his body. Moving forward, ICT expert Bramu Fudzulani has urged government and stakeholders to ensure the development of a Chichewa-based artificial intelligence model is inclusive and accessible to all Malawians, particularly those living in rural areas. Fudzulani made the remarks while reacting to the government's plans to develop a Chichewa-based artificial intelligence model aimed at promoting innovation, inclusion, and economic growth in the country. We have more in this report filed by Gift Kalonga.
Fudzulani said the development of a localized AI model has the potential to improve access to information and service in key sectors such as agriculture, health and education. He noted that making technology available in Chichewa would enable more Malawians to benefit from digital innovation.
Base Commander at Zomba Air Base, Colonel Alex Mwachande, has told the Commission of Inquiry into the Chikangawa plane crash that the aircraft's emergency locator transmitter ELT had expired several years before the accident. Testifying visually before the ad hoc committee at Parliament on Wednesday, Colonel Mwachande explained that efforts to replace the ELT faced significant challenges because the manufacturer had discontinued production of the specific model installed in the aircraft. Patrick Pupa was at Parliament and has filed this report.
According to Mwachande, The manufacturer advised the Malawi Defense Force (MDF) to purchase a new integrated system that combined the emergency locator transmitter, cockpit voice recorder, and flight data recorder as a complete package. Only GPS was provided. However, he said the Defense Force was unable to procure the equipment due to financial constraints. The witness further indicated that limited funding affected several operation and maintenance requirements within the air wing, making it difficult to acquire some critical aviation equipment. Meanwhile, Captain Henry Tani, the former operations and training officer at Zomba Air Base, also appeared before the commission and provided additional testimony regarding flight operations and safety procedures. Captain Tani outlined the operational processes followed by military aircraft and emphasized the importance of regular maintenance, communication systems, and adherence to aviation regulations. He also responded to questions from commissioners concerning the aircraft's preparedness for flight, crew training, and operational standards prior to the tragic crash. The Commission of Inquiry continues to hear evidence from various witnesses as it seeks to establish the circumstances that led to Chikangawa plane crash of 10 June 2024, which claimed the lives of former Vice President Dr. Salos Chirima and 8 others. More witnesses are expected to testify as the inquiry progresses. For Luntha News at Parliament in Lilongwe, this is Patrick Pupa.
In our international news, more than a year after the death of Zambia's former president Edgar Lungu, his family have won their appeal to have his body buried in South Africa, where he died, overturning a high court ruling that allowed the Zambian government to repatriate the corpse. Tuesday's Supreme Court of Appeal judgment finally put to rest the legal battle over what should happen to his remains following a long-standing feud between Lungu and his successor, President Hakainde Hichilema. We have BBC News report read by Tandiwen Zumara.
The Zambian government has said while it disagrees with the ruling, it will not be taking the matter any further. It had long argued that as a former head of state, Lungu should be honored in the country. The Zambian government wished to see him laid to rest alongside his predecessors in the special presidential burial ground in the capital Lusaka. But Lungu's family wanted a private burial after negotiations with the government over the funeral arrangements broke down. Late August, the South African High Court in Pretoria ruled that Zambia's government could repatriate the body and give him a state funeral, an outcome that left Lungu's relatives visibly distraught in the courtroom. The family appealed against the decision, but in a surprise announcement in April, Zambia's government said Lungu's remains had been formally transferred to the state by the South African court. But just a few hours later, the same South African court ordered the Zambian government to return the body until the matter went to court again. The former president died of an undisclosed illness, aged 68, at a clinic in Pretoria. Chaos ensued following his death, with mourners receiving conflicting information from the government and Lungu's political party, the Patriotic Front, PF. 2 separate mourning periods were announced, and at one point there were competing condolence books. Lungu, who led Zambia from 2015 until 2021, had numerous roles with Hichilema, who was the opposition leader for many years, before finally unseating his bitter rival.
We now give you the weather news update by Charite Mapondo.
Hello and welcome. It's time for weather update. But firstly, let us look at the observed minimum temperatures. So we have Chiteze, which recorded the lowest minimum temperature of about 8 degrees Celsius, so too with Dedza. But Kia, Mzuzu and Vumbwe reported about 9 degrees Celsius. 10 degrees Celsius has been reported from Borelo. We should expect clear skies and cold to very cold conditions to persist tonight and early in the morning. But in the afternoon, mostly sunny and warm conditions also anticipated. Mwelawis are expected to blow over Lake Malawi and they will reach a speed of about 40 kilometers per hour. This is all due to the influence of fairly moist southeasterly air mass from the Indian Ocean getting into our country. As for tonight, expect clear skies across most parts of our country, but tomorrow morning, very cold conditions also anticipated over some areas. Mzuzu will reach a minimum temperature of about 9 degrees Celsius, 7 over Lilongwe, 8 over Dedza, while Blantyre will reach about 12 degrees Celsius. The same morning, expect mostly sunny conditions across most areas, but in the afternoon, warm conditions are also anticipated. Mzuzu will reach a maximum temperature of about 22 degrees Celsius, 24 over Lilongwe, but Blantyre will reach about 23 degrees Celsius. It will be hot over Nsanje and in Kabu. The same afternoon, expect mostly sunny conditions over the southern, central, lakeshore, as well as northern parts of our country. Looking into Friday, expect similar conditions to persist over the central and northern parts of our country, but from Gabu and Blantyre, some few clouds will develop. Thanks for watching. I'm Charity Mapondo. Be wise, be weather-wise.
That concludes our today's news bulletin. My name is Fales Chizombe. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it Luntha TV. Goodbye.